title line should be like a hook to the creator.
Something goes trending. What is digital is something that we have to do.
I created these. Okay, good morning guys. It is 7:20 and I am on my way to London for the day. What am I doing today? So I'm going to an event all around TikTok Shop, where we're hearing from different companies such as Asda. I believe Inky might be there, and you guys know I did some work with them recently. So there's loads of different brands that we're going to be hearing from, learning from, and I'm really excited. So yeah, come and spend a day with me in London, learning all things TikTok, connecting with people, and also looking to basically connect, also work with these brands. So I'll show you guys what I put together, which is super cute. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I'm on my way to London now. I'm gonna reach around 9:30. The event starts for 10ish. So yeah, come with me and let's go to TikTok events. Okay, so it is 9:30 now. I've just reached into London about 10 minutes ago. Just got off the phone with a client for Sunday. So BK Networks are doing their content for Sunday. They're doing performances. So we're getting their behind the scenes, content of them doing the performances, content of them on the stores. So yeah, it's gonna be a great weekend as well as great day. So yeah, it's gonna take me about 45 minutes to get to the venue, but it's okay because the sun is out. That's fine with me. I'm leaving London this evening at like 7 p.m. Oh my gosh guys, because tomorrow I'm heading off to Fort Park with the girls. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So I need to be home this evening to just prepare, get everything ready for tomorrow, because we're leaving quite early tomorrow again to basically come to London. So yeah, I'm looking forward to today, just to connect with people, just to like learn more. I think sometimes being in these environments really just helps you with understanding more about actually this is what I need to do, or even just motivating you to be like, oh, I really need to clack in, you know? So yeah, let's go.
Welcome to East Acton Station.
Yes, it's that part. I am the TikTok commerce manager for The Ordinary.
How do you kind of work that into your strategy? Because obviously you can plan as much in advance as possible, but then when something goes trending, what does that look like for your team?
It can be hard, especially when it comes to like time planning, things like that, because especially with our jewellery, that wasn't something that TikTok Shop we necessarily had control over. That came from, I think it was one creator that did a post on our jewellery, and there was another brand that was also had that ingredient as well. So that was such a natural spike, and we didn't know that was coming. So sometimes you do end up without stocks, but our team is great, and they are working to kind of give us a bit of a buffer now, because they know that with TikTok, sometimes things do just go viral, and it's hard to forecast for that, especially with MPDs as well. Sometimes you don't know how they're going to perform.
It's certainly not an easy channel to run. It's not an easy platform. There is a lot of work that has to go into it, but when you really get it right, honestly, magic can happen. It's been transformational for our brand. I would really encourage brands and businesses and marketers to go away and really consider building on TikTok Shop. I think it's really important. I think a lot of your customers and your audience are already there. First, title line should be like a hook to the creator.
This is probably one of my favourite campaigns that I've ever worked on, and we have a slightly different take, I guess, on TikTok Shop. It's not an always-on channel for us yet. We think of it as a bit more of a brand building activity, and using it a little bit more to drive impact just beyond sales. Obviously, as a retailer, there's a few complications which I'll go into within the fulfillment process. So this was our way of launching on the platform. I think shifting to digital is something that we have to do. Obviously, we've got 600 stores, right? So the stores will always play a huge part in our fundraising activity. But if we want to engage new audiences, we have to think a bit more digital nowadays. And that's ultimately, if we engage new audiences, we'll hopefully raise more cash for the charities. We want to drive hypes for the Tickle Pink products. As I said, the Pink Diet Coke is a massively hyped product every October, and so if we can do that to more products, again, more money for the charities, and if we can drive footfall into store as well to go and repurchase, then that would be brilliant. So a couple of things from me that I would recommend if you're thinking about it. Start simple. I think George was talking about this, was so sweet, about keeping, like, heroing those core of your product range. I think for us, starting with one bundle was important. Not only does varying different bundles have different tax implications, it just gets more complicated. So if you can do one for your first test, I recommend it. Get specific. Just going back to what I was saying about trying to cater for everyone in our bundle, some of the bits of the feedback that we got was, I would have loved to abort this, but I'm vegan, or I would have loved to abort this, but I don't like Marmite. Fair enough, neither do I. No offense to Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. But I think we honed in on trying to be something for everybody, but actually sometimes being very specific in what you're doing. And I think credit where credit's due. If you look at what Lidl did with the protein bundle, they were going after a very particular customer, and it worked.
So really appreciate it. We basically have learned today that some of the things have changed over time on TikTok Shop, but what has not changed is the element of community really going all in. I think is something that is kind of something that we've talked about from the very beginning. Whether it's organic or TikTok Shop, you need to go all in. And what Emily said just a little bit ago about going in TikTok first as well. What works on other platforms doesn't always work on this, and that's why we host events like today, because it is a completely different ecosystem. It is a completely different thing, and also the opportunity is absolutely huge, and not just on the platform. We've seen from all the brands that spoke today how that halo effect affects them off platform as well. So thank you to our speakers, thank you for everybody who joined, and drinks are downstairs. Use the TikTok sauce to join the tab. So thank you very much.
Welcome to East Acton Station.
I am at Elan Cafe now. It is currently 5:30. The event finished and I've headed to Shepherd's Bush because, and I'm going to be honest, something that I haven't done in a while is have my meeting with God. Now that was a weekly thing, but I don't know what's happened. I think it basically, for me, if I continue to do something and then stop, I'll just fall off completely. So I think I was supposed to have one at the start of the month as my weekly one, and then I think I was driving somewhere, and basically I didn't end up doing it because I was going to stay with family. So basically I just kind of messed it up. So yeah, for the past 4 weeks I haven't done it. So I'm here today. I've got my Vision Bible, I've got my iPad, which has like all my meeting notes that I have with God, and I'm just going to reflect on basically like the month of May, speak with God, what does he want me to do, and I'm going to also get, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to get a strawberry smoothie. It has banana, strawberries, peanut butter, oats, loads of different things in it. So yeah, so just so when the little kids looking at me. So I'm gonna get that, and then probably gonna head back to Birmingham, because by the time I finished here it'll probably be about 6:30. Get back to the car, it's about 7ish. Get back to Birmingham, it's after 9. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna order up now, spend my time with God, and then I will update you on my walk home, the things that I learned today, because it was more enlightening than I thought it was going to be, and just in terms of like where I want to go with like my TikTok. But yeah, maybe I might actually talk about that now, because with my TikTok I've just been using it as a portfolio for like a really long time, but actually I really want to use it differently, because there's so many ways that you can optimize TikTok for like your personal brand, and I've got so many opportunities and I don't even use it properly. So it's like, Belinda, if you used it properly, how much opportunities would you really get? And I think learning today from so many beauty brands and from TikTok Shop itself, I've learned a lot about actually what's the best way to go. And I think I was looking to basically create more UGC content. So I get sent content and stuff, I get sent products and stuff from brands. So I was like, yeah, let me go down the UGC content. So that's actually creating content that would then be posted on their pages instead, which is far easier. But I think I'm going to look down the affiliate route. One thing I did forget to show you guys was when I went today to the event, I was like, my business cards are so old and I really need to update them. But obviously I didn't have time to do that. And I was like, I want to create something that I can give to businesses and to brands that is going to potentially help me to stand out. So yesterday, as you do in the evening, my ADHD, I created these. Now, what it is, it's an envelope, and inside of it, all it has, it's not overly detailed. It's got my portfolio, and it's got basically everything about me. So stuff that I've done, brands I've worked with. It's got obviously my picture. It's got everything on there that a brand would need to know in order to get me into, you know, do some presenting. So I just wanted to show you guys because actually that could be really beneficial for you guys. So it's also got my business card in there, but I made that like 3 years ago. So it's very much out of date. So I gave all of these to the brands, QR code for them to scan with my portfolio, another version of my portfolio in here. But just to say to you guys that, you know, step outside your comfort zone. Step outside your comfort zone. Do things that are going to be different to help you stand out. Because people are like, ooh, and because it was so hot, people are using this as a fan. So it doubled up perfectly for people. So yeah, I've still got some left over, which is perfect because I can continue to just give them out wherever I am. If people are looking for hosts, if people are looking for presenters, whatever people might be looking for, I can add to this, I can take out, but inevitably it's going to be something that people actually look at instead of 100 business cards that they have. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I know that I would forget otherwise. So yeah. Okay, let me get back to my meeting with GOD.